Hey everyone, welcome to Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Now in this video, I'm going to discuss how the rumors are flying about potential plot details for Scream 6, and one Reddit user claiming to have an inside track on the movie has not only made some bold predictions, but also has been bold enough to give us a date that will prove their information is correct. Now, it's time to go down this rabbit hole and see exactly where it leads. Let's go! So I want to give a shout out to Critical Overlord, who is the person I have seen shared this information first, and I found it really intriguing and definitely worth talking about. So he's got a great video up on his channel about it as well, and loved his insight and perspective. And as I was checking out his video, it really inspired me to visit the one site that I always say here on the channel I will never go to. That's right, Reddit. Now, I just tipped my toes onto the site only long enough to get this information I needed for the video, and I got out, and I don't ever plan to go back, okay? This was a one-time trip down the Reddit hole, if you will, instead of the rabbit hole, the Reddit hole. So, let's get into this. Now, the Reddit user is clips_comprehend, and they've been sharing a lot of what they claim are actual plot details of Scream 6 and even some casting insight as well. And the biggest reason I'm making this video is not because of their claims, but that they're also including a date that will support at least one of the claims they're making, and by doing so, will help establish their credibility. So keep in mind that what I'm about to share is purely rumor at this point, and it should be viewed as rumor and simply some theories until there's a reason to believe it's more than that. So that's my disclaimer. I'm not going to say it a million times. I just want you guys to know that up front. This is rumor, this is theory, until this individual is proven to be credible and otherwise trustworthy. So the first post I want to discuss regards a cast announcement and Sam's role in Scream 6. And the first clip says this: "I won't say who lives or dies, but you're close. They finally confirmed a cast member, which most guessed would be in this movie. That character was the holdup. The cast was going to be announced a couple of weeks ago. I just read the draft of the case announcement, and I think for the fans of 5, you will be happy." And then it also goes on to say, I will divulge that Sam is Tara's helicopter mom in this, and that's where she fits into the college scenario with Tara and her mostly new friend group. All right, so interesting points here that the individual's claiming. So basically they're saying that there was a delay. The reason why it's so late, we've not got a cast announcement yet, we're already less than 1 month from shooting starting, is that they had to get a cast member confirmed, which most would be guessed in the movie, and that character was the holdup. So don't know who that is. If it's someone who we're guessing would be in the movie, it's probably one of the 4 new cast members, I'm guessing. Don't know that for sure, of course. But if this is true, then that was the holdup, and that's why it's so late. Because we keep talking about how there's no cast. What's going on? What's the holdup? Well, that makes sense. If there was a situation where they had to negotiate with a cast member and we're working on a contract agreement and all these things, that was the holdup. So anyway, they're claiming that that's why it didn't come out. It was supposed to have been done 2 weeks ago, and that for the fans of Scream 5, you'll be happy, meaning the cast members from 5 are most likely all back, which we all thought they would be anyway, but again, nothing new. that we've heard. And again, this still may not be. It feels weird to even say because it's not official. This is strictly a rumor on a Reddit thread from someone who claims they have the inside scoop. So take that, again, grain of salt, guys. I just want to remember that. But we'll find out. I got some more stuff to get to here, but we'll talk about that. But anyway, we'll see. And then I like the last part too. I'll divulge that Sam's is Tara's helicopter mom, which we've talked about a ton here. And I often said that I think that if they do go the Scream 2 route, where they're going to college and they're filming at McGill University in Montreal, if that's what happens, and I think it is personally, then Sam will go up to college with her, probably live nearby, and this is kind of what this is confirming. She'll be that helicopter mom type in this, meaning she's gonna, you know helicopter mom means you're hovering all the time. You're right there, hovering over everything. And she said at the end of 5 that she was never gonna leave her again. She's never gonna leave her alone again. So it just makes sense, and that's why it's speculated for a long time that I think that's what Sam's role is going to be in 6, as a protector, overseer kind of role. And this is what this person's claiming is what's going to happen. And it is a college scenario. Again, they're lining up with what I've been saying as well. And her mostly new friend group. So again, Chad, Mindy, and I think Chad and Mindy are going to be there as well in college. So that's what I think about this first post. Now, moving on, the second post here, it says they're basically claiming Hayden Panettiere is indeed back. So you guys know a couple of weeks ago, I posted the video about Hayden hiring a management company. That was the first time in a very long time that she's been back with a manager, because she has not acted for a while. And I told you in the video, it does not mean she's going to be in the movie, but it's very suspicious. A lot of smoke, and when there's smoke, there's usually fire. Well, this person's claiming that Kirby has been cast and that her sequence will be filmed last, which is funny because her scene is first in the movie. And yes, her and her boyfriend do get a replicated scene of Casey and Steve. She's in seclusion after a failed attempt at her life. So now, and it says, screenshot this post when the movie releases. I also know who got casted for Rory. So just real quick, I want to make a point. This post talking about Kirby being cast was done prior to the announcement of Hayden signing with the management company. Now, again, it could be coincidence, but I will say that this was done prior. This was not done, like, it's not like she signed and then this person made this post. This post was done first. Then we found out the news of Hayden getting a management company. So that there could be something there. It may lend itself to being a little bit more credible. So they're claiming that her sequence will be filmed at the very end, at the last thing they film, but it will be the start of the movie. And we get a replicated scene of Casey and Steve. And this scares me. I have told you guys a bunch of times that if you're going to bring back a legacy character from the past, don't bring them back just to kill them off in the beginning. Don't do a Cotton Weary. We had that done in Scream 3, and it made sense in the story, I guess, but I still wish Cotton had been around in that movie to at least the third act. But we didn't get him beyond the opening kill. But he was there was continuity with Cotton. That's why this is not the same thing. This is different. This is someone who, was in Scream 4, and it's been all these years later, was not in Scream 5, but they shared with us that she's alive, dangled the carrot in front of us, but now they're, if this is true, what I'm afraid of is they're bringing her back, and she is the opening kill. And I have said many times I don't want to see Kirby brought back, the character of Kirby brought back just to be killed as an opening. Now, does that mean she dies? I mean, look, the thing says a replicated scene of Casey and Steve. So if I'm going to take this thread at face value and say what they mean is what they say, or what they say is what they mean, I should say, then I have to only interpret that as if that's what's going to happen. Now, could be that maybe she doesn't die. Maybe she does live. Like we saw Tara live, so we've already seen it been done once. So maybe Radio Silence says, tricked you, we got you. They didn't get us with Tara because we all saw that coming, but they did. That was something different. was not being a kill. So maybe they're going to do that with Kirby, and I hope they do. If this is true, then I hope she survives this opening attack and she's around for most, if not all, of the movie. It says she's living in seclusion at a failed attempt at her life, which that's sad because I was, if it's true, because I was predicting, and I still am at this point, that she's a college professor or a therapist or something in some kind of mentorship role for Sam and Tara, well, for Tara mostly. And so we'll see. And then also it says, I know who got casted for Rory. So Rory is a character that has been rumored to be one that will be coming into the movie. We don't know much about who that is, anything about them, if they're even real. But this person's saying that, of course, they are real and that they know who's going to play the character, but not saying. And I love the challenge of screenshot this post when the movie releases. And hey, listen, I'm going to hold on to this. And if we find out a year from now that Kirby is the opening with her boyfriend, then hey, I'll definitely screenshot it and share it again. Okay, so a couple of more posts here and then I'll wrap up, but I think they're definitely worth mentioning. The next one is calling out the letterbox cast that's been going around. Letterbox has this showing these cast members listed on letterbox for Scream 6. There's some characters there listed. Well, they're calling them out. They're saying that this is 100% fake. Cast list was pushed back for one reason, and that was one person dropped out very late, citing, quote, personal family obligations. A backup was locked in 6 days later. Contract was signed, and a little promo from Radio Silence will drop via Bloody Disgusting soon on May 13th. So guys, if this had not been included, I probably would not even have done a video on these posts. But the fact that this individual is saying, hey, look, May the 13th, Bloody Disgusting is going to post a promo from Radio Silence about Scream 6. So there you go. We can put him to the challenge. Today is May the 8th. So it's on Sunday right now when I'm recording this video. So it's coming out this Friday, according to clips_comprehend on Reddit. If that comes out to be true, if we see this promo come out Friday, then I'm gonna have to say I'll give them props. There's some credibility to this individual. They have some inside information. It's very clear. So let's wait and see what happens. I hope it's true, and that's going to be the test. And that was the big clincher for me to go ahead and move forward with doing this video for you guys. So anyway, the letterbox cast here they're saying it's fake. I think it's fake. I've already been thinking it's fake. That's why I haven't done a video on it. I know a lot of content creators have, and I think that's fine. That's great because it's out there, sure. And I thought about doing a video on it, but I was like, you know what? I'm just going to wait, and decided not to do it. And who knows? Maybe I still will, but that's kind of how I've been feeling about it. But they're claiming, if they're right, it's 100% fake. I think it's 100% fake too. So we'll see what happens. But May 13th is the date to circle. This Friday the 13th, Bloody Disgusting. I'm gonna have my eyes peeled all day for that announcement. And if it doesn't come out, well, then they've really hurt their credibility for being possibly believed. And finally, guys, I want to just share this. I saved this for last because a lot of speculation has been going around on my channel and other channels. We've been talking about it. Is Neve Campbell returning? I told you guys I think it's a 50-50 chance that she's going to come back. But I've also mentioned how I've been getting this feeling that maybe she doesn't come in 6, she doesn't return, and she instead comes back maybe in 7, and we have a full-blown thing, especially if we have Stu Macher involved, and this turns out to be the climactic end to the trilogy with Stu being revealed in 7. Then you've got to have Sydney there. She's got to be a part of the final takedown with Sam or Tara, whoever's left that survives 6. So here's what they post here. They said 6 will have a cliffhanger ending with Sydney taking a call at home after the events of 6 unfolds. That's her part. So they are predicting that it will be a cameo role for Sydney, just one scene at the very end of the movie. And this, I have to tell you, for those of you who've been here on the channel for a bit and on some of my live streams, there's been a lot of conversations about having those, imagine that ending where, the killers are revealed and all this, or something happens, and then Sydney gets a phone call and it's like, here we go, we're not done yet. And of course, in my mind, it's Stu Macher on the phone. And when I read this, I said, oh, the potential's there. Doesn't mean it's going to happen that way, or this may not even happen at all, right? But I'm just saying, if going along this rabbit hole, what we talked about earlier, if it's true, if it really does happen, then this opens up potential for Stu Macher, for all kinds of things, who she could be talking to on the other end of that phone. And then that's how it ends. It just ends right there. Boom, to be continued. And we get the cliffhanger ending in 6, which a lot of people I know have been wanting to have one. I know some folks don't like cliffhanger endings, and I see both sides of it. So I'm kind of neutral. I understand why it would be good. I understand why someone would think it might not be good. I'm kind of in the middle on it. I don't lean one way or the other on this one. But I just think it's interesting, though, that I wonder how the events are going to unfold, because Sydney gets a phone call. We see her at the very end. Maybe she's at home with Mark and the kids, and the phone rings, and she answers the phone, and boom, here we go. Ghostface says something. Or what about this? We don't hear what happens on the other end of the phone. We only hear her pick the phone up and have this look of, or like, how did you find me? Or better yet, here's last thing I'll say on this idea. This one, here's my favorite. The phone rings. She answers it and says, "It can't be." Bang, to be continued. Now that could be ambiguous. That's ambiguous. It could be anything. It could be, doesn't mean it's Stu, but it also could mean it's Stu. And that's what I would love to talk about for another year or two, as we can theorize who's on the phone. Guys, I'm going to leave it there, though. I just wanted to share this with you again. One last time, these are rumors until proven otherwise. So take that with a grain of salt. I just thought it was fun to talk about it and some fun theories. So it's interesting. Fun rumors, fun theories to talk about, and just let's see what happens. May 13th, this Friday, is going to be the date that they're claiming the drop is going to drop on Blade Disgusting with Radio Silence. So let's keep an eye out. Let's see what happens. And if it does come out, then hey, there could be something to these posts. All right, everyone. I want to know what you think about these posts. What are your opinions on these rumors? You like them, hate them? Yeah. What do you think? I just want to hear what you have to say about them in general. So start leaving your comments below right now. Let's discuss these together and bounce some ideas back and forth and see what we think about it. Well, that's going to be it for this update, guys. But I'll be back soon with more Scream and other horror movie content. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, this is Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Thanks for watching.